Did the Democratic Party know and they just ignored it because they're pretty much as racist as he is?
Like you said, the Democrats are racist as party. You think they said, well, he's a Democrat, so he cool.
Well, right.
My name is Jamil Mayo. I'm calling actually with Open Minds. We poll youth center for black business owners and influencers. And actually, if I could grab 2 minutes of your time, that would help too. I just have about 4 very important questions regarding the current business political climate in Virginia. And it could be anybody who works with the NAACP in any capacity.
All right. You want to talk to the political action chair.
Okay, what's their name?
His name is I have an email and a phone number.
Oh, man, that'd be great. And what was your name, sir?
I'm a woman.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. What was your name, ma'am?
My name is...
Okay, I'm just writing this down.
Right.
Don't worry, you're not in trouble enough. And I appreciate it. I'm just trying to let you know that you called me, that I call you, sorry. And is a man of color himself?
Oh, yes.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. Are you, ma'am?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Okay, can you give me that phone number?
The phone number is...
And could I ask you 3 questions? Because it would still be relevant. We are asking people who are not only black business owners, but influencers. That's why we're calling the NAACP. Anyone of color, honestly, on their opinions. It'll take 2 minutes of your time. I just got like 3-4 questions. They're yes or no answers. It will really help me out.
Okay. All right.
So just a couple of quick things. As a lady of color, would the governor's support of gun control policies like universal background checks make you more or less likely to support him?
Would have no effect whatsoever.
No effect whatsoever. Okay, that's not an option, but I will write nothing there. Let's go next question.
Okay.
Would Governor Northam's proposed $1.2 billion tax increase make you more or less likely to support him?
I don't really remember. Okay, he's got what's doing with this tax increase.
So it wants to increase taxes about $1.2 billion in the state. So we're just asking about the general policy, increasing taxes. Would that make you more or less likely to support him?
All depends upon what he plans to do with the tax revenue. I don't mind the tax increase, but I want to know what it's for.
That's fair. And I don't have that information in front of me. Like I said, these are just general questions to get a temperature out there. I appreciate it. Only 2 more questions. Does Governor Northam's position on abortion, that it should be freely accessible up until and including the 3rd trimester, does that make you more or less likely?
More
Likely to support him. Okay, more. Follow-up, would his support for post-birth abortion after the baby has been safely delivered make you more or less likely to support him?
That's not really what Ralph said. He just said it badly. Again, I'm going to say more.
More likely to support post-birth abortion. Okay, Would recently surfaced photos of him dressed in blackface and or as a member of the KKK in his medical school yearbook make you more or less likely to support him?
I just came from speaking at a protest where I told him to resign.
So you believe
the NAACP's official position is that he should resign. It doesn't really have that much to do with the photographs. It has to do with his current policies that are not supportive of black people.
Oh, well, that's very interesting. Could you tell me, this isn't a question, but I'm personally very curious. So it's not the blackface or KKK, but his policies, specifically what policies have prompted you to ask for his resignation?
Union Hill compressor station would be one.
Okay.
Union Hill is an historically black community. They are building an incredibly Dominion Energy wants to build an incredibly large compressor station there. The governor
I'm
is
from Union Hill.
Supportive of Dominion.
I'm from Union Hill. You talk about language. That's how I continue. But yeah. I'm all about that, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, they want to build one of the biggest compressor stations in the world in Union Hill, and they claim that it is not a majority black community at all.
Well, I don't know if it's like a majority black, being from there myself. I know it's like a plurality though.
Right.
Which should be enough.
Well, again, they're saying that it isn't an environmental justice issue, so they can go ahead and do whatever it is that they want.
Well, hold on. Environmental justice. I'm talking about though. We're just Senator. Sorry, that's outside my purview. We're just talking about racial issues. Yeah, word.
All right. Yeah, that's a racial issue.
But how is that a racial issue, though? I'm sorry, because my uncle works there. He probably going to work as a contractor on the compressor. So how is it a race issue? Forgive me, and I appreciate you taking the time educating me, but I'm not tracking.
Well, again, we're talking about placement of the compressor station, and they also want to put one in Ellington, Virginia, which is also a majority minority community. So. All of these poisonous, toxic assets end up in poor communities and or communities of color. So they love Indian reservations, Indian lands, black-owned lands, or anything where there's a majority of poor people who they figure can't fight back.
And do you think that Governor Northam is doing this on purpose, like to target people? Because this is all news to me. Like, I've never seen it as a racial issue, so I appreciate it. You opening my mind.
Right. Here's another issue. Slightly different topic. Felony threshold. It's $500 in Virginia.
Yeah.
We pushed the governor to push for an amount of at least $1,000, preferably $1,500. The original threshold of $200 was created 37 years ago. We explained to the governor that if we want equivalent money, and this is in 2017, to the $200, it would need to be at least $700. He was not willing to push for more than $500. So, as you know, in Virginia, if you are convicted of felony, you not only have a felony conviction, you lose your right to vote for a lifetime.
That's right, and you can't carry a firearm either. So I gotta be careful with that. Yeah, it's a whole new set of rules. Yeah. Right.
So again, if you look to your governor for leadership, I suggest you visit this website, poorpeoplescampaign-va.org.
Poor People's Campaign. Sorry. Hold on one second. Poor People's Campaign.
Yeah, right. -va.org.
It's not a good website. That's a tough one to find. Huh?
There's a lot of articles there on Union Hill.
Okay, can I ask you just a couple questions here? So when has it become officially like the NAACP's position to ask Governor Northam to resign? When did that happen?
Saturday afternoon.
Saturday. Okay.
Google it.
So
DSC, NAACP. Google it.
But it has nothing to do with the blackface and or KKK pictures in his medical school yearbook.
I'd have to go back and look at their statement. So, and do their official statement that they made.
Okay.
So, yes, the NAACP has been very involved with Union Hill.
Okay, so it's about Union Hill. It just so happens to coincide with the KKK picture.
And the other problem, of course, is the governor basically apologized on Friday, and then on Saturday said, "Oh, gee, gosh golly, that's not me."
Right, I know. It's like she called you buck naked on the bathroom floor. Hey, it wasn't me. You just said it was you. Now it ain't you no more. I don't know how to keep track.
Right. But again, the bigger problem is the fact that originally on Friday, when he was apologizing, he didn't know if he was A, the picture in blackface, or B, the picture in the Klan outfit.
I know. And that drives me insane.
What
you think? What you think? Which one you think it was? You think it was blackface or you think it was a KKK?
I think he was blackface in that picture.
You think it was blackface? What do you think would be worse though? Like if he were in blackface or if he went to KKK? Because that's my final question I was about to ask y'all, but I know you educated me on Union Hill. I didn't even know what happened in my own backyard. Now I know. Now I ain't even about it no more. But do you think that it was you think it was blackface, but would it be more offensive if it were blackface or if it were KKK? Which do you think is worse? Because I go back and forth.
Here's why the KKK is worse.
Okay.
Blackface is an insult. The KKK killed and dismembered black people.
Yeah, that's true, but the blackface is ugly. You know, you get a tin of kiwi shoe polish and rub that all over. Like it seems like more in your face, like an insult. Like, hey, look at this, look, I'm looking all black in my face, and it just, like they could put on some makeup, get some Maybelline, and make it something that's like actually looks like a person of color. That's like pardon my French here. This is me off the record, okay? But that's like a big you when they do it that way. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, right now, but again, remember the other comment that he made. He talked about being in blackface to, quote, imitate Michael Jackson in a dance contest.
But that ain't really blackface. That's like up whiteface. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Right. Okay. But then to continue adding ridiculousness to an already bizarre situation, I decided to only use a little because, as a lot of you know, I'm sure, it's really hard to get that black shoe polish off.
Oh, my God.
Ralph, no, most of us don't know.
No, most of us don't know, especially people of color. We don't know. We ain't never put no shoe. By the way, I don't know if you ever tried. I can't put no white shoe polish on and do white face. It can't happen. It's just clear.
As a matter of fact, at our protest, one of the people mentioned that when she was a little girl, she wanted to be Marilyn Monroe for Halloween. She said it never occurred to me to paint my face white.
Man, but that's also the problem. Like, whatever happened to Rosa Parks? You want to go out there? You want to be some who slept with JFK behind the back of the first lady? Like Marilyn Monroe. We got Rosa Parks. We got strong women. We got Maya Angelou. We got strong people who they can look up to. That's the problem. That's what we're trying to work here. That's why we work with black influencers and black business owners, because it's like, if it were my daughter, I'd say, hey, Marilyn Monroe, I don't want to use this word. I don't want to teach this word, but Marilyn Monroe ain't nothing but a hoe. But Rosa Parks started a revolution without even having to stand up.
Can we aim higher?
I know. Okay, I appreciate you taking the time, and I am going to call this Mr. Let me ask you this final question. What would Governor Northam have to do to regain your support, if anything?
Well, he's not about to regain my support. Again, I look at he sold out for money. He talks a reasonable game, but when you look at policies where it really counts, he's not there. Nobody's home.
But what could he do? Is there anything he could do to make it up to the black? Do you think for the black community? It's just your opinion.
Well, okay. Here's my opinion. He can resign, and then he can go and he can work on helping to fund the 400-year anniversary of black people showing up in the United States.
Okay,
and he can try to learn something.
He can try
black
to learn
people.
Yeah.
Now, and again, here's the interesting thing about Governor Northam.
Yeah.
Governor Northam grew up with black folks. He went to a desegregated school. So at some point, he decided that he would rather be a good old white boy than a person who was a good person of conscience and recognized contributions and humanity of the people he grew up with.
That's a good point. It's like decided racism. It's not, which is even worse, because like some people are raised, you're like, man, he don't know. He was just raised on a farm. You know, like he ain't ever seen people who are black before. But a man who has, and then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna hate black people no matter what. That's the worst kind of racism. That's like almost what racism actually is.
And again, remember him talking about, and I won this dance contest because I could imitate Michael Jackson. Normally, when you look at white people, you look at white people and you're all, they can't dance. Ralph, because he went to high school. He went to a predominantly black high school. Ralph can dance.
Can he dance?
And he learned to dance. Ralph learned to dance with black teenagers. Ralph can dance.
So that's where the problem started. They never
won that contest.
They never should have taught his sorry ass to dance.
He grew up with that.
Yeah.
And then to consciously make a decision, I'm going to throw that part of my life under the bus. Now,
that's like throwing a born baby under the bus. Ain't no reason for that. Now, I am going to assume that you went to college. Why would you assume that? Because I'm relatively articulate?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
I did go to community.
All right. Now, people have nicknames. When Ralph was in college, they called him Coon Man. Why?
Wait. What they call him Coon Man? Like Coon?
Right, Coon. They called him Coon Man.
Oh, my God.
Why did they call him Coon? And this was VMI. The most racist, sexist institution in Virginia. Why did they probably call him Coon Man? Because my guess is to basically entertain the white boys. He dressed up in blackface and imitated the black folks he grew up with.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Let me ask you.
Ralph claims he doesn't know why he has that nickname. How do you have a nickname and you don't know why you have a nickname?
Yeah, well, it happened. It's happened before. Like I have a guy who calls me. He calls me Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the place I go when I get ribs. And I'm like, hey. I said, hey, Leon, why you call me Cinnamon Toast Crunch? He said, cause I don't know. And I was like, that's fine. You can call. I do like it though. So like it's cool. But it didn't make a whole lot of sense. I think you just like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You like me. We were cool. I think that's what it is. Let me ask you this though. This is all new to me, right? They call him Coon Man. That's new to me that he was raised in, did the MJ like Google this? I believe you. I believe it. It's new to me. But let me ask you this. I know the NAACP supported Northam, right?
Yes.
In the election.
Yes.
I have that correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And when you're looking like at Brett Kavanaugh, what happened? Like, did he not do this, right? And everyone's coming out there and they ain't no way. Like, why do you think ain't nobody surfaced this before now? Like these pictures, it's not like it's junior high yearbook. It's medical school. He's a grown ass man.
Right. And
no journalists?
And again, things get interesting, meaning, did the Democratic Party know and they just ignored it because they're pretty much as racist as he is? And it was kind of an, hey, boys will be boys, and it's part of the, good old boy club and, Ralph did good old boy stuff. So it never occurred to them to, think that it was bad or say, gee, you can't run under the Democratic banner.
I just find it hard to believe that ain't nobody know this before he run, like Oppo research in a primary, right? Let alone going out to a general.
Tom Perriello didn't find it. Gillespie didn't find it.
But that don't make no. Why do you think Gillespie didn't find it?
Oppositional research, should basically be killed.
But what about journalists, though? Like, what about CNN, ABC? Why didn't they find it? I mean, they can find stuff from, when they were talking about Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, like the clubs they were in, 7-Elevens they hung out with. They can't find a guy who's in blackface and or KKK. That remains to be seen. Like, ain't nobody found this. You know what I mean?
Apparently not. Nope. And either A, they weren't looking, or B, they just gave him an automatic pass.
Because he's a Democrat.
White boys will be white boys. White boys will be white boys.
Yeah. And because, like you said, the Democrats are racist as party, you think they said, well, he's a Democrat, so he cool. We're going to let him through, even though he's Coon Man, MJ, blackface, shoe polish. Like, he cool because he's a Democrat.
Well, right. And then again, his medical school is going, oh my God, we can't believe that. And so now the new article said, there's a whole bunch of other racist pictures in that same yearbook. And then they get the page numbers and they tell you what the picture's of. So,
All right.
it gets interesting what people gave a pass to and thought was perfectly okay.
That is interesting because, listen, it's 2018. I don't believe for a second that people who can find all this information didn't have access to it. I think you're right. I think they just turned the other way.
They ignored it.
Yeah.
Right. They just looked the other way.
All right.
Well,
listen, I appreciate you taking the time. I'm going to give a call to this man. I have his phone number here. Thank you so much, and thank you for enlightening me on some of these issues. I appreciate it. I'm going to look it up.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You take care. Hey there, here I am drinking from my mug in a button down. How often do you see this? Never. So do me a favor and yourself, click one of these videos playing one of these boxes here, or subscribe, hit the notification bell also, because subscriptions don't really mean a whole lot. If you really want to support the show, join my club. If you don't, then there's no helping you.